The first sign something was wrong came through a text message from my tenant in Denver. Landlord, why is there a realtor showing my apartment to potential buyers? You didn't mention selling. I stared at my phone from my hotel room in Chicago, where I was attending a real estate investment conference. I'm not selling anything. What realtor? Within minutes, my phone exploded with similar messages from tenants in Phoenix, Portland, and Austin. All reporting unexpected showings, all describing the same scenario. A well-dressed woman with business cards claiming she represented the property owner. I immediately called my property management company. Sarah, what's happening with my rental portfolio? Tenants are reporting unauthorized showings. That's impossible, Sarah replied, clearly confused. We haven't authorized any listings or showings. All your properties are performing exceptionally well with long-term tenants paying above market rates. But the evidence was mounting rapidly. My Phoenix tenant sent photos of the realtor's business card. Jennifer Morrison, Premier Properties, specializing in investment portfolio sales. Morrison. My sister's married name. I called Jennifer directly, my hands shaking with growing anger. Why are my tenants reporting that you're showing their apartments to buyers? Oh, Michael. Jennifer's voice carried forced cheerfulness that immediately set off alarm bells. I was going to call you tonight. Mom and Dad asked me to handle the sale of your rental properties. We need to liquidate everything quickly for Stephanie's wedding. Stephanie's wedding? The venue requires a $100,000 deposit by next week, and Dad's retirement account is tied up in market volatility. Your real estate portfolio is the only liquid asset the family has access to. The audacity was breathtaking. My liquid asset portfolio consisted of 8 carefully selected rental properties across 4 states, generating consistent passive income and appreciating steadily. I'd spent 3 years researching markets, analyzing cash flow projections, and building relationships with local management companies. Jennifer, you have zero authority to sell my properties. Family emergencies require family solutions, she replied with practiced authority that suggested this conversation had been rehearsed. Mom showed me the paperwork proving Dad co-signed your original mortgages. That creates shared ownership rights that allow us to make necessary financial decisions. The co-signing had happened 5 years ago when my credit was still building after college. Dad had indeed co-signed 3 mortgages to help me secure better interest rates. But I'd refinanced all of them within 2 years, removing his name from every loan and establishing sole ownership. Those mortgages were refinanced years ago. Mom has documentation proving ongoing financial partnerships. Look, Michael, I've already received serious offers on 4 properties. The Phoenix duplex has a cash buyer willing to close in 2 weeks. I hung up and immediately called my attorney. David, I need an emergency injunction. My family is attempting to sell my entire rental portfolio without authorization. On what basis? They claim my father's co-signature from 5 years ago gives them current ownership rights. David's silence was ominous. Michael, unauthorized property listings constitute real estate fraud. If they're actually marketing your properties without legal standing, this could become a federal case. Federal. Multiple states, multiple properties, fraudulent representation to potential buyers. The FBI investigates real estate schemes that cross state lines. While David prepared legal documentation, I spent the evening researching Jennifer's recent real estate activity. What I found was deeply disturbing. She'd been aggressively marketing family investment portfolios for 6 months, specializing in emergency liquidation sales for families facing financial crises. Her website showcased testimonials from grateful families who'd sold inherited properties quickly to fund weddings, medical bills, and business ventures. One testimonial specifically mentioned helping families navigate complex ownership structures when multiple parties have investment stakes. Jennifer wasn't just trying to sell my properties. She'd built an entire business model around pressuring families into questionable real estate transactions. Friday morning brought devastating news from David's investigation. Michael, your properties aren't just being shown. They're actively listed on the multiple listing service with forged documentation. Listed how? I never signed anything. Jennifer submitted listing agreements with forged signatures. She's claiming power of attorney based on your father's historical co-signature status. I pulled up the MLS website and searched for my addresses. There they were, all 8 properties listed at below-market prices with motivated seller descriptions emphasizing quick closing timelines and family financial emergencies. The Portland triplex I'd purchased for $420,000 was listed at $380,000. The Austin single-family home I'd bought for $285,000 showed an asking price of $260,000. Every property was priced for immediate sale, sacrificing tens of thousands in equity for quick transactions. She's deliberately underpricing everything, I told David, my voice tight with rage. Emergency liquidation strategy. Price aggressively low to generate multiple quick offers, then pressure you to accept the first reasonable bid because time is running out for Stephanie's wedding. The wedding had become their justification for everything. According to my mother's increasingly frantic voicemails, Stephanie had booked an exclusive venue that required full payment within 10 days or they'd lose their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The venue costs $300,000, Mom explained in her latest message. We've already paid $50,000 from Dad's retirement savings. Your property sales will cover the remaining balance plus reception costs, catering and honeymoon expenses. Jennifer's handling everything professionally. $300,000 for a wedding. More than most people's entire houses cost. By Saturday afternoon, the situation had escalated beyond family drama into potential criminal territory. Jennifer had accepted 3 purchase agreements, all contingent on my signature at closing. The buyers don't know you haven't authorized the sales, David explained during our emergency meeting at his office. Jennifer represented herself as your authorized agent with valid power of attorney documents. What happens when I don't show up to sign? Those buyers could sue for specific performance or damages. Jennifer's fraudulent representations could make you liable for their preparation costs, financing arrangements, inspection fees and legal expenses. We spent Sunday preparing a comprehensive response strategy. David contacted the MLS board to report unauthorized listings, filed complaints with state real estate commissions in all 4 affected states, and prepared cease and desist orders for immediate delivery to Jennifer and all involved parties. Michael, you need to understand the scope of what's happening, David warned, spreading documents across his conference table. Jennifer hasn't just listed your properties. She's actively misrepresented your ownership status to multiple buyers, lenders, title companies, and real estate professionals across state lines. Monday morning, I flew to Denver to personally confront the chaos Jennifer had created. My first stop was the MLS regional office, where I met with Compliance Director Rebecca Walsh. Mr. Morrison, we've been investigating unusual listing activity from Jennifer Morrison's account, Rebecca said grimly. She's submitted 17 property listings in the past month claiming power of attorney from various family members. 17. Your 8 properties are part of a larger pattern. We've identified questionable listings involving properties allegedly owned by her uncle, her husband's brother, and 2 family friends. Jennifer hadn't just targeted me. She'd been systematically exploiting family relationships to generate fraudulent real estate commissions from multiple victims. Tuesday afternoon, Rebecca Walsh called with bombshell news that transformed Jennifer's scheme from family betrayal into federal crime. Michael, the FBI wants to interview you. Jennifer Morrison is under investigation for operating an interstate real estate fraud ring. The scope of Jennifer's operation was staggering. Federal investigators had uncovered fraudulent listings in 12 states, involving over 40 properties allegedly owned by family members who'd never authorized sales. She's been forging power of attorney documents for 18 months, Special Agent Martinez explained during our meeting. Your case helped us identify the pattern because you immediately challenged the unauthorized listings. Jennifer's business model was sophisticated. Identify family members with valuable real estate, create urgent financial scenarios requiring immediate property sales, forge necessary documentation, and split profits with collaborating family members who pressured the actual owners to cooperate. The wedding emergency was fabricated? Your sister Stephanie confirmed she never booked any expensive venue. The $300,000 wedding cost was entirely fictional, designed to justify liquidating your portfolio. The revelation hit like physical violence. Not only had Jennifer forged documents and fraudulently listed my properties, But my entire family had conspired to create a fake crisis to pressure me into accepting the unauthorized sales. Agent Martinez spread Jennifer's business records across the conference table. She's generated over $2 million in fraudulent commissions using this family pressure strategy. Your properties would have netted her approximately $80,000 in fees. What about the buyers who made offers? All legitimate purchasers who believed they were dealing with authorized property sales. Jennifer's fraud extends to misrepresenting ownership status to buyers, mortgage companies, and title insurance providers. The federal charges were extensive: wire fraud, mail fraud, interstate transportation of fraudulent documents, and conspiracy to commit real estate fraud. Each charge carried potential prison sentences of up to 20 years. Your family members who participated in the pressure campaign could face conspiracy charges, Agent Martinez warned. Anyone who knowingly participated in creating the fake emergency scenario to coerce property sales becomes part of the federal case. Mom's panicked voicemail from that evening confirmed what I already suspected. Michael, please call me immediately. FBI agents came to our house asking about property sales and family financial arrangements. Jennifer says this is all a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding was about to cost Jennifer her freedom and my family their credibility. Within 6 weeks, Jennifer's real estate license was permanently revoked in all states where she'd operated. The FBI investigation revealed fraudulent activity totaling $4.2 million across multiple victims, making it one of the largest family-based real estate fraud cases in regional history. Jennifer pled guilty to federal fraud charges and received a sentence of 4 years in federal prison plus restitution payments to affected families. The court ordered her to pay $127,000 in damages to the legitimate buyers who'd suffered financial losses due to her misrepresentations. My parents faced intense scrutiny from federal investigators but avoided criminal charges by providing full cooperation and testimony about Jennifer's manipulation tactics. However, their willingness to participate in fraudulent pressure campaigns destroyed any remaining trust between us. We thought we were helping with a family emergency, Dad attempted to explain during our final conversation. Jennifer showed us documentation proving she had legal authority to handle the sales. You didn't verify anything. You simply wanted access to my assets. The wedding that had supposedly justified everything never happened. Stephanie, mortified by the federal investigation and family scandal, postponed her engagement indefinitely. I kept all my properties, working with legitimate real estate professionals to remove the fraudulent listings and repair relationships with affected tenants. The experience taught me that family loyalty requires actual verification, not blind trust. The FBI investigation expanded to include other real estate agents using similar family pressure tactics. Jennifer's case became a federal training example of how sophisticated fraud schemes exploit family relationships to circumvent legal protections.